Alright guys, so I'm actually doing a re-recording. This is all already done. I did this, and this is basically, we're going over the night market right there on the third tab, as you can see, and then the sound wave impact is the newest stage that came out, and we're gonna be doing the one that's in pink because that's the hardest one, right? And I just wanted to let you guys see the process, my thinking process behind it, and my team composition choices when I do these stages. So there is a basic rule, right? The first one is ESPERs gain 1 energy note with each action. Consume energy notes during our turn to unleash powerful effects. Now, I thought this effect usually when it comes to these effects, they would actually go against you, but it's actually working in your favor. And because it's the first stage, I actually didn't take a healer, right? Because for me personally, I've been playing the game since the game came out for 2 months, so I've been able to farm up relics pretty well and acquire characters and stuff. So I'm able to as far as the easy mode, I'm able to more than likely beat these stages without having a healer. So I just went for an extra punch, and I just went with an extra damage dealer. But before we move on, I'd appreciate it if you guys subscribe to the channel. Hope we will get to 1,000 subscribers. Like the video if you like the video, and share this around. As you can see, these little pink circles over your abilities, and what it said is as you take your turn, you will gain these music notes, and with those music notes, what they do, each of those circles, each of those music note abilities, they all have different abilities. So the first one, what it does is that basically it gives you a buff that does max HP damage to your target by 5% per hit, right? So, and it stacks up to 3 times, so you can actually, if you have more than 3 notes, you can actually press it 3 times on one of your targets, and it will actually give you that buff where you can actually get do a lot of damage. So bringing a multi-hitter does help out a lot. But in this first stage, I didn't bring out no multi-hitter because honestly, I didn't really know what they did. I thought they were just circles. I didn't even take my time to like hover over it and click, because if you can actually click on it and hold, or press and hold if you're on the phone, and it'll tell you the abilities of each of those pink circles. And the first one does that one. The second one is actually a dispel to the entire enemy team, and then it has a chance of applying sleep on them, which is huge, especially on the third stage, because the purgatory stage is going to be probably the biggest problem that you're going to have, because of the team comp that you have to go against, which is pretty insane, to be honest. It was quite hard for me. I'm not gonna lie, you know. So, but I did manage to get it done. All I had to do was just trial and error a few times. But I'm gonna just show you the finished product, the run that I did do that I was able to beat. I'm not gonna show you guys the failed attempts, but all I had to do was figure it out, and I was able to beat it. But like in this first stage though, like I was saying, the first stages, most of the time I don't really need to have a healer or whatever, because yeah, like I said, I've been playing the game for a while, and I've been farming relics for a long time, and I have decent relics. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have the best, but I have some decent relics and a decent amount of units. And so as you can see, we beat that here. And like I was saying though, these stages are very relic heavy, so you want to make sure you have the relics for these type of stages. Now, as you can see here, we did get the first star here for the easy event for the sound wave impact, and now the second one, here we go. We got the hard rules, which is enemy accuracy and resist are significantly increased. And for this comp here, I actually decided to put TA as the speed lead, so I can go ahead and have a speed advantage against this team. And I brought in the Lin Xiao for the debuff. I brought in the Yeshua for the attack and defense, so I can able to absorb some of the Tever damage, because they do heavy single target damage. And I brought in Bernice to be able to also absorb some more damage and some more extra healing. So I did bring 2 supports here in this run. And I brought Narma because Narma does a decent amount of damage, and he can steal buffs. But then I actually decided that, you know what, if I'm going to go this buff stealing route, I'm just going to go with Chloe, because she can actually steal multiple buffs. Now, when we get into the match, we just go straight. We get the TA lead. We push everyone back. we got that attack and defense on everyone, and then we were able to boom put some good debuffs on everyone. We don't go for the S3 on the Chloe here because they don't have any debuffs for us to steal, so we're trying to target down this Unez as fast as we can, because Unez, if you don't take him out, he's going to keep pushing his team and he's going to keep putting immunity on everyone, so you really can't do much to them, and he's just going to keep doing the same thing and then defense breaking you, right? But so far we're able to absorb a lot of the damage really well with our defense buff and our shield from Bernice. And yeah, so far so good. A good thing about this event is that all your units are actually maxed out. So look, we're actually I'm trying to deal with this invincibility buff. I do see someone on the left, a Tever, that doesn't have invincibility, so we do end up hitting him. And now as their turns are starting to come around, the invincibility is starting to fall off a little bit, which is good for us. And then we try to focus back on this Unez, and they do have their buffs up, and I have Chloe here, and I went in for the attack, and boom, we were able to steal that Soul Guard and a couple of their buffs too as well, a couple of their shields and stuff, so that's good for us. We're trying to put the attack down on Tever because Tever, yeah, once those shields come down, he can actually still nuke us. So there you go, he puts Seer on you too, and the second hit, there's the second hit. But luckily my Yeshua, I built her up to be a pretty darn good tank, so that's really good there. So there's the second ability of the music note. This is when I actually found out that I can use it. So as you can see, it dispelled them and it put them, it has a chance of putting them to sleep. And I had the backline, the three in the backline to fall asleep, but I ended up just going for the hit and waking them up. Either way, whatever, I just wanted to get the debuffs on them to slow in the defense down, and we went for the stun here. Now I'm starting to notice, you see, as you get these music notes, the pink bubbles in the bottom, they'll actually start popping up where you're able to click on them and use them. I wasn't knowledgeable with this at the beginning. Like, I read the music note thing, but I didn't really know exactly how it worked. But I went ahead and put invincibility on my Lin Xiao. As you can see, they actually got us quite low, so we're actually just still controlling the match, and I think we're able to take out the Unez here. We did, but the Soul Guard from Nicole kept them up, and we killed them with Chloe. Beautiful, because she was able to steal Last Stand from Unez, and he was down and out for the count. Yeah, so now we actually I'm thinking maybe I should go for these Nicoles instead of the Tevers, because she's just gonna be annoying and just gonna keep putting invincibility up. But I was saying, just because they're invincible and they have the invincibility up, I always tell you guys this, that they are still able to get debuffed, right? So you can still debuff them. So even when she did put invincibility on everyone, I was still trying to debuff them, stun them, you know. You can still CC them and stuff. So there is a drawback to invincibility. It's not all as invincible as it sounds. But we're getting this Tever very low here. And then I went ahead and used the third music note ability, and I'm finding out that, okay, it's actually a pretty nice heal. And also what it does is an AP push too, so that's decent, right? But you want to use that one when you're like in a very sticky situation. So there's a bunch of buffs. I went with Chloe to try to get some buff steals, but I don't think I really got anything off of that. We got one of the Soul Guards, I think. So yeah, and then I was reading the first ability of the music note, and then that's when I'm finding out that you can actually stack them up to 3 times, and makes your character hit a lot harder. Trust me, when you put 3 stacks on one of your damage dealers, and your damage dealer does multiple hits, because it procs during multiple hits, you will hit really hard. So we're still trying to deal with these Tevers, because the Nicoles keep getting them up, keep like putting invincibility on them. I can't really do damage to them when that happens, but I do keep my team healthy with the barrier. Good. I believe we are able to take out this Tether here, and then proc Soul Guard, and since he has Last Stand, we went ahead and switched targets, and I went ahead and just did an AoE attack to try to put buff blocker and kill the one on the left, and that happened. Boom, we take her out, and then we basically try to take this Nicole out first. After that last stand buff falls off, we're able to actually kill her now, kill the Tever now. So we're just sticking onto this Nicole because she's already almost down. Boom, boom, we take her out, and now it's just Tever, and bada beam, bada boom, Tever is gone. We're just spamming our skill 1, and you want to be strategic on when you use those music notes. Use them to your advantage. They are there. So we did get the 2-star there. And now for the Purgatory, right, what it does is enemy attack and defense are slightly increased, so they're actually going to be hitting harder and being a lot tankier. So the team I went with here is basically a control team. I want to try to CC this because there's 2 Cecilias and then there's 2 Ravens. You won't be able to buff, and if you kill someone, they'll revive, and if you dispel them, they'll cleanse it off of themselves and heal, and then they'll also, and if you put buffs on yourself, they'll heal it off. And Unes does immunity, so this is actually a pretty tough stage. Like I said, it took me a couple tries, but this is the try that I actually beat it with. Okay, so it's a first turn, and boom, we push with Dahlia, and we try to get a stun, and we get some nice stuns, right? I actually got some good stuns here because the Ravens, man, they do a lot of damage and they dispel you. So there's no real point of bringing buffers because they're gonna dispel you either way, right? So I actually start thinking like, you know, maybe I should start using this now, but I'm like, no, I can actually just stack this up, right? So I bought Liling because he's actually a multi-hitter, and if you stack this up with 3 times, he hits really hard. But I decided not to use it there because we couldn't stack it up to 3 times. So we just went with an all-out attack, his ult, right? They do have defense down, and I am able to do some decent amount of damage to them because of that. And we go for the CC on Unes so he doesn't put immunity on them. Perfect. And then we're gonna go here. I believe we're gonna stun. We do have 3 people stunned already. So I'm actually thinking if I should go ahead and stun them, but I don't. Actually try to push her back. I do look at the AP bar, and they are pretty far back, and I'm controlling the Unes to make sure he doesn't get a turn anytime soon. Basically, so I actually juiced it up to 3, and I did go for a single target hit. As you saw that white damage is that extra damage, but I didn't really use that correctly there. You don't want to use it on someone that's gonna just do a single hit. Like I said, you want to use it on someone that's gonna do multiple hits because it counts per hit, right? The more hits, the stronger it gets. So if right here on Liling, if I would have done his second ability with 3 stacks, he would have done a bunch of damage, right? A bunch of damage. So we're trying to kill the Cecilia. We're CCing them too. We're making sure that everyone else is stunned and CC'd while we're taking out the Cecilias, because the problem with this comp is, right, if you actually go for the back line and kill the Ravens and Unes and then go for the Cecilias, then she'll res them all again. So my plan is to take out the Cecilia, deal with the barrier. That's where, and that I'm gonna show you guys how I dealt with the huge barrier, because what she does is she basically, once you take out one of her allies, when she revives, when she gets taken out, she's gonna come put a huge shield on everyone, do an AP push on everyone. So you got to be able to try to deal with that barrier, right? So I'll show you guys what I do here. We almost took out this Cecilia. I'm thinking if I should, okay, so I'm thinking of what, how far they're back, but we just go ahead, just went for the stuns and freezes just to get a fresh CC while killing the Cecilia. So there's a huge shield. So what I did here actually was, remember on the second ability skill note is dispels 1 buff from an enemy and inflicts sleep for 1 turn. If the enemy is already afflicted with sleep, reduces their speed by 5% and resist by 8%. So this is huge. So when Cecilia procs that barrier, you want to use that to basically try to CC them and dispel, most importantly, dispel that that barrier, man. That barrier is huge. So now Cecilia's gone, and now we're working on the second Cecilia, right? So we do have the backline CC'd pretty well, and boom, we're still damaging her, and we're stacking up music notes as we go. And so my thinking here is we're just pushing back, controlling as they go, right? And we got two people that come out of CC. We re-CC them back again. They're all CC'd once again. And to be able to pull this combo off, guys, you guys want to make sure that you have full, like, 80% accuracy, which is the max accuracy you can put on your people. As you can see, we proc another stun, which is huge. So over here, what I do is it's Link's turn. We don't have defense downs, but we do have 5 music notes. So we go ahead and burn 3 music notes, and then we're gonna ult on the Link and you guys are gonna see how much damage this guy does with his ultimate here, with the three stacks on him, right? So actually we didn't do that. We just went for the skill 2 because I looked at my Lin Zhao's ability, right? And she actually had her ult, so I waited till it was Lin Zhao's turn. So I said, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep controlling them. Lin Zhao's turn, and try to proc defense down, which I did. I procced it on 3 people, right? So this is perfect, right? We have about 6 magic notes, and now I'm just thinking about who should I push back. I push this Raven back, and same with TA, try to push the other Raven back. That didn't do much. So now I'm gonna stack these 3 magic notes on them, right? The max is 3, so we use 3, and then we're gonna ult and check this damage out, guys. Boom, 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 boom. Oh my god, 219. So it sucked because I was hoping I can kill them all in one go. Luckily we were able to push some of them back, and Cecilia rezzed them all again, and that was pretty unfortunate. Honestly, I thought it was in a sticky situation because I thought I was gonna kill them all. So I was a little panicky here, but we were able to stun and put some speed downs on them. And he's AP pushing, right? So the bleeds killed off the other Raven, luckily, because she was about to go and just destroy us. So what I do here, I try to go for the dispel on the immunity, but it only dispelled 1, and it put 1 to sleep. So this sucks, right? So we're actually, the only person that we can actually do a pushback to is Raven, and TC to is Raven. So we just start going for the Raven. Oh my god, my Liling almost died here, right? This is looking bad, right? This is looking really bad. My team's low, we all have defense down, and like what do I do, right? There's still 2 immunities on there. What do I do? So I'm still trying to go for control. At this point, I go for the pushback on Unes. And then there's the Cecilia. She went for the Lucas and didn't kill anyone, luckily. And now that they don't really have immunity, the Unes and the Cecilia, so we put speed down on her, and Unes has defense down. So what I do here is I actually go for, let's see, I don't even remember what I did here exactly. I think I went for the stun, yeah, and we got the 2 stuns that we needed perfectly. And then we start working on the Cecilia, right? The Raven comes out of stun, and it doesn't matter. We need the Cecilia down because we need, that's the last. She's not gonna do her res anymore because it's once per match. I didn't have to focus the Cecilia, actually. I could have gone for anyone else because she already procced her revive, because again, like I said, guys, it's only once per turn, right? So that's what happened. You can actually just go for anyone else. Could have gone for the Unes, could have gone for the Raven. So I decided to go for the Unes a little bit here, do some damage on him because he does have defense down on him too, right? And looks like I think in earlier on when I was doing it, I was like, I still thought in my head for some strange reason that she still had her res. So I try to take split the damage so I can try to take them all out in one go. And then I actually used 3 magic notes and not noticing that my Liling's cooldown was down, right? for his ult, because I was planning on taking him all out in one go with his ult there. Again, just to try to take them all out at one go, because I didn't know, I forgot that Cecilia used her res, so I thought she was gonna res everyone again. So yeah, now I'm in this debacle of just trying to split damage and stuff, and we killed her, and then that's when I noticed, oh, it's okay, we actually took her out. The immunity, I mean the res. Went for the Ling ultimate, bada bing, bada boom, that's done for. Okay, so as you guys can see, there's the 3rd star, and we're able to beat it fair and square and squeaky clean. So this is the team I chose, right? There's a lot of different teams that other people might choose, but this is what I found worked best for me, because having buffers is kind of useless, because Ravens will just keep dispelling, and then you have to have a decent amount of damage to take out those Cecilias, because they actually you need to focus them down, and they're pretty tanky. But you gotta play, the key thing is you gotta play around the magic notes, because if you have a multi-hitter and you stack those 3 hits on someone, they will do an immense amount of damage on someone, so keep that in mind. And also the dispels, and you use that emergency healing whenever you need it. The 3rd ability was actually a heal, like I showed you guys earlier. So yeah, that's what I did. That's how I beat this stage, guys. And best of wishes and good luck to you guys on this stage. It was pretty difficult, but I made it happen, and I hope you guys can also beat it too. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment with your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next one. This is your boy Jadaa. I'm out. Peace.